Varix. Okay, this is something you need to understand about Varix. Never go out and actually eat with Varix, because it turns out that he eats a lot more than it looks like he could eat, and then he just doesn't pay.
Where's his mouth?
Wait. He doesn't pay?
No, he doesn't pay. He left me
serious?
with at least a 500 glimmer bill.
You shitting me?
I wish I
Varix,
was.
you have 4 arms. You have 4 arms, Varix. You have 4 pockets. In one of those pockets, there's a shit ton of glimmer. Pay the bill. Like, what the hell? Well, guys, I don't think we're alone right now.
What are you talking about?
I think actually someone's intercepting our feed. Like, right now. Check it.
Well, I guess it's time for the podcast then.
Indeed it is.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm Centipede. Number 8, I guess, if you need that. With my 2 knifey friends over here, I got Stock 54 and Silverturn.
That would be me.
Also with that 5-4 at the end. So, yeah, Varix is kind of an ass. That's actually...
I forgot, Ben.
Actually, I'm pretty disappointed in him. I'm not.
Oh, I see now. Like freaking discriminating the freaking warlock, huh?
No, it's fine.
Oh,
We're not very fond.
shit.
We're not very fond of warlocks, but you can come out of the corner.
Didn't even.
Yes.
Damn. When'd you get in here?
See, he's been sitting in the corner because he was in warlock timeout. But
Bennington 400,000
what?
Which is actually
400,000
redundant. 400,000 Yep.
Too many
1,000.
thousands.
A lot.
400,000. Got it.
Shut up, Ben. No one loves you.
Yes.
Shots fired.
The only warlock that I actually like. Only one.
Speaking, friends, of shots fired, what do you think about getting into that April update?
I'm not gonna have my hopes up. I'm just what will be will be. I'll just wait. Like what did it say? Like there's like new challenges for player versus environment and gear, I guess, because the picture was Prison of Elders gear, right?
Yeah, it was new
Player versus
PvE
enemy.
challenges, new and updated gear, new quest featuring the Blighted Chalice Strike, increased max light and rewards, sandbox and crucible updates, and more.
And more.
I've never liked the and more part because it might be just like one more thing. And
We're adding Thorn to year 2.
Oh God, no!
Oh God, the bane of my existence.
So that still bears the burn of Thorn. It burns yet again.
Thorn.
But yeah,
Thorn.
the picture that they show on there does have Prison of Elders armor.
But it's got that odd Taken look to it, which makes me wonder that there's either a Taken armor override or that's just a really neat shader.
See, I want it to be an armor effect, like in Halo, but that just might be because I'm set in my ways.
Too set in your ways. The ways of Urk. He forgives, but he does not forget.
You're a dinosaur stock, you know that.
Am I really?
Yeah, you are actually.
I thought he was a hippopotamus.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna take it as it is. I mean, that's like, what, April 6th? Yeah, April 6th. That's when it's gonna, be fully updated and all that crap. Or wait, no. Is it later?
The 12th.
It's the 12th. The 6th is when they show the Sandbox and Crucible updates.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
It's closer than you think.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
but still, like, I want it now. I wanted it, like, months ago. So
I think we all wanted it months ago.
It's only like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, whatever.
3 weeks on Tuesday. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to being a Boeing 747 again. It's just.
Maybe it's just a coincidence that they showed it with that armor.
No, the fact that they showed it with that armor is raising so many speculations. I'm kind of hoping they revamp more than just Prison of Elders, though, if anything, because I've always reminisced in doing Vault of Glass and even Crota's End with a little bit of a Year 2 twist.
Yes. All of my yes. All of it.
Yeah, the problem with that, though, is that it's a really sensitive topic. Because there's kind of a certain purity about those raids. I mean, mostly Vault of Glass, so if they mess anything up, then...
Well, I mean, call it they could have, like, the default increased difficulty Vault in Crota's End, and then have a separate difficulty for a quote-unquote challenge that involves Taken enemies.
See, like, Taken enemies in Crota's End, I'd be okay with that.
I mean, it's not unheard of.
But taking enemies in Vault of Glass, don't fuck with my glass. Don't do it, man.
They're not constrained to any time.
No,
I know.
Soul had a good point though, because he said that there would be like a separate difficulty selector, I think.
Right.
So that way, if you wanted to play the pure raid, you could play the pure raid.
Just at a higher difficulty versus having to do Taken, regardless. To satisfy both parties, for the people that want an untouched raid but at a higher difficulty have that, and then have a separate, even higher difficulty for people who want to face Taken.
Well, then that's going to bring up, the question of rewards and, what's going to go down in that. Like, are the chests still going to give you exotics? Are they going to give you worthwhile materials that you actually could use?
Keep it the same thing.
Yeah,
well, just give it the same thing.
The biggest problem with keeping it the same thing is they've ditched the whole elemental primaries.
Well, they could easily bring those back in and just patch out the elemental burn.
No, well,
I don't
understand
why they
that, but
didn't.
Is the gun, is Fatebringer still Fatebringer without Arc Burn, or is...
I've always recognized Fatebringer as the outlaw with explosive rounds. Arc really had nothing to do with it because, if I was obsessed with an Arc primary, I could have just used the Fang of Ir Yut, which I had longer than Fatebringer anyway.
And I guess technically we could use Zello Supercell, even though,
Yeah,
it's not alright.
I gotta say, why is that... I guess that in the Mythoclast, but Mythoclast was earlier, but why is Zalo primary elemental?
Yeah.
It's baffling, especially when they said they weren't going to do that in Year 2, and lo and behold, they did it in Year 2.
I get if you have a gun that shoots lightning bolts and it doesn't do arc damage, that wouldn't make much sense. But still, it's the only elemental primary.
Which is a shame, because, it's not like elemental primaries did anything to hurt the gameplay. It made Nightfalls a little bit easier, but it's not like they're any more difficult.
It's not like they need to be any harder to get my Vanguard shell.
All you've gotten is Vanguard shells. Got the Nightfall.
You gave me that curse, you know that. You know that, Stock.
Well, what do I know?
Because the last time... No, you gave me your curse. Because the last time I did a Nightfall, all 3 times. 3 times I did it. Ghost shell, ghost shell, ghost shell.
Oh, trust me, it's not a curse. It just happens.
It's not a curse, it's a blessing.
Oh, God.
You never know when you're going to need a new Vanguard shell.
A useless light Vanguard shell.
Hey,
it wasn't even relevant.
Even though they're going to increase the max light, what if the Vanguard shells are automatically made whatever the new max light is, just because they feel pity for them?
I'm gonna go with a fan base here, keep them happy. New max light's gonna be 420.
Please, no.
Please. Please. I don't need to be, blazed and no-scoped with MLG horns in the background.
Wait,
I don't need that in my life.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, because someone's gonna 360 no scope me while they're high, having MLG horns playing in the background. A sad tune.
You said snow scoped, not no scoped.
Snow scoped, no scope, whatever.
Like
It's not good. It's not a good thing. This is not a good thing that's gonna happen. No.
He's gonna get air horn scoped.
Seriously though, when it comes to the light level, what do you think is reasonable for the new light level to be?
400, I'd call it.
No, about 350.
That's only raising it by 30, though. That's not really giving people enough of a challenge to get it. Because
no, if you think about the way damage works when it comes to light level, though, I mean, even if they put it at, say, 340, I mean, that's 2 damage brackets above where we are now.
Well, I mean, who knows what else they're going to revamp? I mean, apparently they're hiding a lot more content from us. I.e. that DLC they're going to be releasing near the end of the year, if that still is going to happen.
No, it's not called a DLC. It's going to be an update.
You gotta use the
Activision said
terms.
No free DLC.
I'll start caring about Activision when they start caring about us.
Yeah, basically.
Shots fired again.
Okay.
Ben, you haven't talked much. What's your input on this?
Well, right now I'm not skeptical about it, but at the same time I kind of am, because this is a pretty hyped up thing, but probably it's not going to be that big about it. But yeah, the strike, that actually got my attention. I really hope, at the same time, I really hope they don't really show it off in any streams or anything, because I want to be surprised. The light level, I am not so sure. I'm gonna say probably 340, 350. I'm totally fine if I'm wrong. What else am I missing? Sandbox or Crucible updates? I have no idea. I guess new ideas for public events.
Yeah. Sandbox is that's the overall condition of weapon damages and things like that, subclasses.
I feel like since Thorn is coming back, they're gonna make hand cannons the meta again.
Oh no! Don't make me
Next
think
thing
about.
you know, they're going to break. They're going to break the last.
Back to last year.
Ben, just breathe. Just breathe with me. I know. I can feel the terror.
I can
see it's okay.
If I don't die by Thorn, I die by Hawkmoon.
That's how it was in year one. Now you don't even play Crucible at all.
Yep, guilty as charged.
Go to jail. Do not pass go.
Wait, can I still have my $200?
No.
Damn it.
Yep. Well, I don't know. I mean, the last time around, when they messed with Sandbox and just anything Sandbox-wise, yeah, Sunbreakers got, nerfed, and I think they got a little overly nerfed, but there was some good out of it. Defenders and Strikers, oh my god. Strikers just hopped up a shit ton. Jesus.
I need to butt in really quick. You said that they over-nerfed Sunbreakers?
Yeah. Yeah, they over-nerfed them.
I highly disagree.
When you have a subclass that can survive a golden gun shot, and for any Titans listening, I know you're going to complain about this, he's just complaining about the same stuff. And it's annoying, because they can heal instantly, and they could survive anything, pretty much. You hear that hammer, and you're just we're all gonna die.
No,
I don't have any problem with the 3 or 2 second delay for getting healed. That's not a biggie. The tracking, also not really a big deal. I can kind of even if I left it on tracking, if I'm trying to distance someone with my special that really really far, that's a problem. But when I'm point blank with someone and I sling a hammer at them and they don't die, like the explosion, me connecting just didn't kill him. It got him down to the red. And then there's like, hey, party of one, boom. Like, that's a problem.
Well, that's probably...
That class still, though, has more kill potential with their super than any other class.
I mean, look at it this way. You have up to 6 hammers with certain abilities in that subclass.
Yeah, like 6 or 7, right?
And they also explode. So you could kill a group of 2 or 3 with 1 hammer. They respawn, do it again. I mean, it's up to 18 potential kills. I'd say higher, but speaking in realistic terms. So
can we talk about like the real big culprit, though?
I mean, if you're talking about Stormcallers.
Yeah. Like, if I was broken, where was their nerf? Why, why is there
believe that they should be nerfed.
Like, what is, I think, isn't it that, like, the exotic gauntlet or something? It looks like some, like, electrical coil. It gives them
the
a freaking fist of havoc.
Awesome.
It gives them a fist of havoc.
He's talking about those gauntlets that grant landfall, which I think shouldn't even exist in the first place. I agree that perk is a little overpowered. They should give it so that it isn't landfall, but something else.
Or
and
maybe
then nerf landfall a little bit.
Maybe, okay, this is kind of going off topic a little bit, but
whoops.
Just so we can get the context here before I continue. The Achelyophage symbiote for the hunter.
Worst exotic in the
currently,
game.
right now, is the only exotic in the game that has a negative effect. Back in year 1, Achelyophage symbiote, it gave 4 golden gun shots. Now in year 2, it still gives 4 golden gun shots, except it almost halves the time that you can be in golden gun now. So maybe instead of the impossible machines granting landfall the way they do, maybe they grant landfall and mess with the super time, the overall super time of Storm Trance.
It's not like that would be an issue anyway. Storm Trance lasts a long time as it is.
I mean, I think someone did a test where everyone and their supers were idle. Some breakers, I'm pretty sure, were number 1, if not, they were really high up there.
They were, before the nerf, they had 37 seconds of idle super versus a hunter's 15.
Right. Seemingly with Stormcallers nowadays, and I'm not even going to get into their super bogus, like, shotgun sniper rifle combination melee move, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, just them just going into their trance, just I can't stand it. It just irks me.
Unlike most supers, though, you can easily get away from that. Yeah, it has a long range, but if you play it safely, you can back up and still manage to team shot them if you actually have a team.
Seemingly, it's just like, oh, hey, I'm right here on your blind spot. Oh, this is Inferno. You don't know that. Haha. I don't know.
I mean, coming from a person that's played on all 3 classes and still has all 3 classes, I'd still have to say that to this day I find the most difficult one to play as would be a hunter. Mainly because of the lack of armor and regeneration. I mean, the only thing they really have going for them is their agility.
Yeah. And even then, that's kind of hard to work around with. Like, just trying to dodge shit left and right. Or just hide, in general. Like, I always thought of, like, hunters as kind of like the arena masters, right? Like, they control everything that's happening on the center stage, and everyone's focused on, let's say, the Titan. Main star of the show. Getting all the aggro and all that shit. And then to his left and right, he's got his super hot blue chicks that shoot magic and shit out of their hands. and giving him some support, and they fade in and out, with the curtains and whatnot. But like it's the hunters that are actually like controlling the scene, from the back. You know what I mean? Just from the shadows.
The power behind the throne, so to speak.
Basically, just like, oh, that's great. I got all these reds in front of my face. Good thing that yellow sniper's not shooting me because he's already dead. Thanks, knife guy.
Knife guy and magic man.
I guess one of the things we should mention is in the next few weeks leading up to the update, Bungie's going to be having Twitch previews, kind of like they had with... Was it Taken King that they were doing Twitch previews?
I think they did Twitch previews with House of Wolves as well, but Taken King was one of the more bigger Twitch preview series.
But yeah, they're going to be doing those previews on the next 3 Wednesdays, starting with March 23rd. They're all going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern. And I guess the first one they're going to do is titled New Things to Do.
This one I'm excited about. I have to say that really quickly because we've kind of been dried out for content for the past 4 or 5 months, ever since hard mode came out and people found out. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But like content being dried out for so long it kind of killed the mood for Destiny. So with what they're doing literally in 2 days is actually going to be exciting for me, and I think I speak for everyone else when I say it's going to be exciting for them too, because we're basically getting our game back. I mean, I haven't played Destiny nearly as much as I have, but I still enjoy playing it. It's just the problem is everything is so repetitive, it feels like a chore.
No, I do gotta say, I am actually kind of afraid a little bit, as much as I am happy to see new things to do. Because with this image and everything, they're showing the Reef, they're showing the Prison of Elders armor, things like that. To be honest, I mean, Prison of Elders was fun and all, but it's still just Prison of Elders, if you know what I'm saying.
I definitely get what you're saying, yeah.
I mean, I hope that when they say new things to do, they mean more than just, hey, we've updated Prison of Elders.
I don't think that would just be all they're doing. I mean, through some other people that have dug into the Blighted Chalice strike, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's going to be a strike on the moon, so it seems like just from that, the moon might be getting some more attention. Other than just a new strike.
Yeah, well, I guess I did forget a bit about the Blighted Chalice.
So, I mean, I guess it could range anything from maybe just Prison of Elders, God forbid. I mean, Prison of Elders is fun, but it's not as fun as everything else.
I mean, if it's just like those, like the level 28, and then what, 32, 34, and 35?
It'd be 32, 34, and Skull Loss.
And Skull Loss.
And the Skull Loss,
I mean, if they added, like,
you were right.
Yeah.
If they added, like, 2 more to that, just like rotated them up and over to the left a little bit and then added 2 more harder versions of, okay, what's tougher than Skull Loss? Like, wait, there's more than Skull Loss? Oh yeah. It's a prison, dude.
A Taken version.
There, we got a whole lot of shit in here, You know what I mean? Like, if they added a little bit more depth that way, and obviously, I want more Grimoire cards. I need more Grimoire score.
No. I know.
No?
I know that they said, they said mostly new PvE challenges, and then they mentioned the quest, which is, I assume, PvE because it's Blighted Chalice Strike.
Yeah.
Custom games, please?
That's one thing that we've all been pleading for since Destiny came out. This is one of the few Bungie games that had not had a custom games mode in it, at least.
Games?
And it's kind of upsetting. One of the best things I've always loved about Bungie games is just getting together with your friends and being able to go into just like a random Forge map back in the Halo days and just screw around on there instead of having to worry about being stressed out by, again, weekly chores.
No, I mean, you say Bungie, but I mean, think about other games that are out now. How many games that are fairly multiplayer focused can you think of that don't have custom games?
Not very many off the top of my head. I mean, I'd have to think about
Definitely
it.
not gonna be CS:GO.
Okay.
Counter-Strike's actually been taking a little step up. But for the most part, we just need custom games in Destiny. I don't understand why it hasn't been made a thing yet. Obviously, they have their reasons, and I'm not going to say they don't, but still, I mean, it's a little saddening that they haven't done it yet.
One thing I'm kind of concerned about if they do make custom games is, the diversity with like all the classes, like the Hunter with his double or triple jump, and Warlocks and Titans with their hover abilities. I have a feeling like for certain classes, when it comes to custom mates, might have their advantages and disadvantages. This might be a good thing. At the same time, it might be a bad thing. If they do actually work on it, I kind of want to see how that goes. Right now, I'm not so sure.
Well, theoretically, I mean, I have no idea how hard this would be to do. But what if, like, there was a custom game setting that allowed you to say, okay, everyone in this custom game can only use double jump, even if they're a Warlock or a Titan. I mean, the only difference is Warlocks and Titans have different player models. I mean,
Yeah.
Who's to say they couldn't apply that jump to a different class?
I mean, it's possible. The code is there. They just have to apply it to the class.
Okay.
But-
Yeah, but I mean, now you're talking about doing work.
But anyway, I mean, I
Like-
think it's a good idea that the first stream they're doing is new things to do. So that's just, it opens up this whole pattern of streams with the thing that people wanted to know the most.
It gives you that famous Bungie taste of what's to come, but not enough to keep you, satisfied.
The next stream, which is on March 30th, same times, 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern, is new things to earn.
That'll be another.
I'll be interested in that. Yeah, I'll definitely be interested in that one more.
Hopefully they show like what the deal is with this whatever Taken shader things going on up here. On that
I just
one,
want my
because
Vogue armor, man.
I'm interested
I don't even
in
care.
seeing that.
I don't even care about the Taken shader BS. I just want my Vogue armor to be updated so I can be
But-
Caber. That's all I want.
But what if you equip the Taken shader and you get a 4th Taken subclass?
Oh, God.
Stock. No.
Shadow shot.
No, dude,
uses
no. Like,
energy.
come on, dude. Honestly,
you would want a Taken
they-
subclass.
they don't have
it's
this. They don't
impossible.
have the space.
4th
for it.
subclass is
There's
too much
not enough
coding.
space for that.
Too much coding.
It's too much coding. Exactly. It's too much coding. It's
It's
entirely
too
way
much.
too much coding.
Too much coding like a 3rd subclass?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Wait, what?
We're opening a can of worms here that no one else knows about.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry. We will save that for a story time episode.
Story
Ooh.
time.
Yay.
The last stream that they're doing, which is on April 6th, is Sandbox and Crucible updates. I mean, I can't imagine there would be too much going on here unless by Sandbox updates they mean they're doing like subclass reworkings or something crazy like that.
I don't know. I mean, Blade Dance would be pretty nice to actually have a better hit scan.
You
I
mean,
mean-
to make Blade Dance
That'd be
actually
nice.
work?
Or just that. You could just do that, I guess. I like the simple things in life. I just like being, a secret agent that likes going invisible.
To be honest,
I get my kicks that way.
If they made Blade Dance actually work in PvE, I might just cry.
The only reason why I don't use Blade Dance in PvE is because A, it doesn't generate any orbs, and B, it just the hit registration on it is so wonky.
I thought your B was going to be as soon as you walk up to a boss, he just stomps you out.
Just no, get. You're not welcome here. No, go away.
Alright, here we go. And dead. Damn.
Well, I mean, I think Blade Dancers get a little bit of an armor buff whenever they're in their Blade Dance, because I've gone up against a couple of bosses as a Blade Dancer and hit them a couple times before they'd stomp on me, but they wouldn't kill me.
Yeah, they get you down into the red and then push you away.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it works either way for me because, I got my hits in and then, they pushed me away from them so I can fall back and recover.
Also, something that's kind of veering away a bit from the April update, but it's worth mentioning. If you didn't know, over the past, couple weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks, Bungie's been doing weekly Twitch streams. And if they've also gotten a subscribe button, so if you feel like you're going to be tuning into their Twitch more often, subscribe to them. You'll get a bunch of Twitch emotes, really cool Twitch emotes. And all of the money from subscriptions goes to the Bungie Foundation. So, I mean, it's for a good cause.
One of the emotes is Deja's handsome face. Abuse it. Ignore what he said in the update.
Oh, I'm gonna use his face real good.
Okay, now, here's the problem with you saying that, because they do have an editor's note here in the update, and it says, "Be gentle with my face." They made me do it. Now, I don't know who put that down, because Cosmo's face is also in here, but...
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
He's having sexual fantasies about Deja's face again.
Whoa, yikes, no.
Cover your eyes, kids. This is adult time.
I'm just gonna,
cover your eyes.
Put them all over a bunch of crap I'm gonna spam.
Cover your eyes, this is audio.
Yes, cover your eyes. This is adult time.
Oh god, I can still hear everything.
Cover your imagination under the blanket.
Move on to the community showcase. The first ever community showcase.
That's right.
Here.
Release the confetti.
No, they'll create a mess, and I'm not cleaning it up.
Oh.
Alright, Centipede, you want to segue into this one?
So, community showcase. If you haven't heard or seen, I first heard about him on Reddit before, I guess he got officially showcased. But, it's this guy named Benjamin Radaman?
Ratterman? Right, Ratterman?
I call him Ratman for short.
Okay, bud.
Rat. Rattata. Rattata man.
He's not a Pokemon.
No, but seriously, this guy Benjamin, holy crap. He's got a decent amount of time, because he's just coming up with all kinds of crazy concept stuff.
I've looked at some of his work.
Seen some of this shit? Yeah.
Bungie could take a note or two from this guy.
Notes? They could take several pages from this kid.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he does exotic concepts. It looks like he's taking kind of pieces of different weapons and maybe completely unrelated things and just kind of sticking them together into new exotics.
Yeah. He's taking guns that already exist, reskinning them, and then giving them a whole backstory and their own special talents and all that.
There's a ton of cool ones in here.
I mean,
he really thinks stuff through.
He puts in a lot of time. Or maybe he's just really creative, I don't know, and he's just like, oh, okay, well, whatever, done. But whatever the case may be...
links, by the way, to his page and whatever else we talk about regarding him in the description. so definitely check him out.
I mean, I can't. When I go to his page, I just go straight to the Star Forger. I just that's my favorite one.
I assume
I
that's
like
the hammer.
Yeah.
Leave it to a sunbreaker to enjoy a hammer.
Got a problem, knife boy?
No.
So
I mean,
the Star Forger.
Yeah, I know. That looks pretty awesome. I mean, I like swords and all, but I mean, I miss gravity hammers. Those things were the shit, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
was
only-
gonna say it reminds me of a gravity hammer.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have
No,
two.
it's true.
They have two pictures here for it. Do you think the second picture is like the effect of it hitting the ground?
I want to say it's kind of like our swords. And granted, yeah, I'm still working on mine, but mine's legendary. It can ascend and become exotic status if I put some work into it and get some kills and do whatever I gotta do mission-wise and all that crazy, bullshit that a couple other friends of ours have done. I want to say, if it could do that, like, it's just no element. And then once it becomes exotic, it gets an element and it gets, more ammunition or whatever, like for the swords. I guess it was, scabbard? For more sword
Yeah,
swings?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then you can also do, well, no, you could do the block before, but I think you can do, an alternative attack. Like, you have like a regular swing with,
Gotta practice my swing.
oh, Jesus. That was another inside joke.
But yeah, you have the R2 attack.
Yeah. Like, this
assume-
one's,
Well, judging by the look of that hammer, I assume one attack would be swinging with the spike end of it, which I would think the R1 attack would be, and then the R2 attack would be similar to the gravity hammer pound.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's its exotic perk?
Alright, so its main perk is called Hammer Down. Use the right trigger to smash the ground, causing severe damage around you. And then, let's see, it's got another one called Momentum. Sprinting or falling on an enemy while striking them deals bonus damage.
So it is
I'm
pretty much
all
like an
about
enhanced gravity
that.
hammer.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Which would be,
Like,
it would be
dude-
kind of cool to see that again.
Dude, I spend so much time in the air. Like, I love the idea of death from above. Not just the striker move, but like, me raining down on a minotaur with a shotgun in hand, just go, dead. Like, alright, bye, see ya. Next. Because they never see it, because they're always too focused, on whatever's down low in front of them. But that's Hammer Down, that was Momentum. And then it's got like some regular tree perks, holster increases hammer ammo, kind of like Scabbard. And then you got something called Tempered Light, which increases your armor while wielding the hammer, which is a little like...
I think that's on swords too.
Yeah, there's
Is it?
there's this. Do you have on the exotic swords? You have two scabbards, obviously, for increased ammo, but then also in that same tree, you can select from it depends on the sword, but for instance, on Raise Lighter, the first scabbard, instead of choosing that, you could choose the ability that gets you more super energy when you get a kill with it.
Ah,
So he's essentially taking what the swords are, but turning them into hammers, which is kind of cool.
yeah, I don't have the lighter yet, but I guess, okay. Well, that explains that. That's why it probably threw me off a little bit.
I'm looking here too.
okay.
It looks like he has an exotic perk listed as well.
Yeah, this is like, I think this is the coup de grace right here. So, it's split up, I think it's split up into two things. It's called Protector and Scavenger. So, Protector is raising your guard, protects nearby allies, and buffs the cooldown of their abilities. Which, I mean, yeah, I've been on a big, Sunbreaker streak for a long time, but you guys know me as like the go-to defender. And anything, if I can give some buffs for everyone else, like I'm all about that. I'm definitely down for that. And then, let's see, Scavenger? Rapidly killing 3 enemies will return some heavy ammo.
That could be a little overpowered.
I mean, it depends on what it is. Like, if it's like 3-to-1, okay.
Like, I guess it would depend on how fast you can move with this thing, how big the impact radius is, and all that.
Oh, I don't expect to be running...
If it's the same impact radius as a normal gravity hammer, then that's overpowered, and that would need to be fixed a little bit.
Yeah, like I don't expect to be sprinting anywhere.
I picked out a concept as well. It's a hand cannon concept called Envy. And the reason why I picked it is because everybody's kind of been on this hype recently about possible Cabal DLC. Because the Cabal are neglected, I guess. But,
Insert sad violin.
Yeah, sad violin. But it just looks like a really sleek, kinda Cabal-like, hand cannon. And it has a main perk that I thought was pretty interesting, which is called, Sapphire Eyes. Which, most hand cannons, when you reload them, you flick out the revolving, chamber for it, and you load the bullets in that way with like a speed loader. This one loads with a magazine or a clip or a clipazine or whatever you want to call it. So that makes the reload faster. And he says here that it makes the reload faster and allows for better movement. I think that's really cool to have a hand cannon that loads differently like that.
I agree. That would be kind of gives a different animation.
So we're talking magazine like sidearm kind of deal, but like I mean, obviously not like going into the same spot, but like
no,
it loads like a sidearm.
It would essentially be a sidearm load animation for a hand cannon.
Yeah, but I mean, when you reloaded sidearms plenty of times, you know how quick that shit is.
Well, they would obviously give it a little bit of a longer reload time.
Yeah, it would I imagine it would be between the reload time of a sidearm and a hand cannon.
Yeah, it'd be, if it's an exotic, I guess. Yeah, that'd be fair.
The tree perks it has are high caliber rounds, which I guess that's good. Feather mag and Hammer Forge, which I love Hammer Forge, so I'm happy to see that on there. And the exotic perk is called Envy, just like the name. And it says, when getting precision hits, you have the chance to take the ammo from the player's gun that they are using, which makes them have to reload an entire clip. It says it's a 20% chance with every hit, which is good, because that kind of balances a bit. And it says if the gun is full with ammo, it will still take it. Getting precision kills will make your movement speed faster, and your ADS will act as if it has snapshot. And he says that the second part of the perk, the snapshot part, lasts for 5 seconds.
Oh, so it would actually give you a timer?
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool to have.
I mean, I could see this being kind of like maybe not as annoying as a thorn, but kind of annoying because you're taking their ammo.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing I disagree about that. The fact that it would be taking ammo, forcing a reload, I mean, I understand it's an exotic and it needs to have an ability that, kind of gives you an advantage over the other player if you know how to use it.
It does match the name, though. Envy.
It does. I mean, I understand he's probably giving it that ability to match some kind of lore standpoint, but at the same time, you have to think about fairness to the other players.
What about not the weapon?
He kind of just has a quick little addition at the end here. He just says that it's the same archetype as the First Curse and Judith D.
Oh, so like super high impact?
High impact, slow
low
firing.
ammo. Slow firing, low ammo cap. Now, one of the other concepts has to be my favorite because it's bridged from my favorite raid, which would be the Vault of Glass. It's a hand cannon called All's End. Yeah, another hand cannon. Imagine the two hunters picking hand cannons. Am I right, friends? But the quote definitely got to me because it's from a warlock. But it's all things come to an end. Who says you can't be the one to end them?
That's a good quote.
It is a really good quote, and the gun itself looks amazing. It's like the gun itself is made out of glass. But
Who said the quote, by the way?
It was Ikora Ray.
Ah. Okay.
Its main perk is life support, so it looks like with it having life support, it means it's probably one of the quicker firing hand cannons, but still has enough to deal enough damage to get rid of enemies that poses a threat.
Sure.
It's got Hammer Forged, which, as Doc mentioned, is a really good perk to have on a hand cannon. He has a pending magazine, but I think he meant a pended magazine. And Injection Mold. And its exotic perk is Shattered Time, which is, with each shot, guardians, mages, and small enemies, anything with a red health bar, begin to see cracks in the thin air with blinding light seeping through. So it's essentially like, I would assume to compare it to a Ward of Dawn with Helm of Saint 14, or maybe even a
Starry Night.
It's essentially if the exotic perk procs, you're gonna get blinded.
Well, do you think it acts like Saint 14 does, or do you think it would act more like if you're on Burning Shrine and you're looking at the sun?
I think it would act more like Saint 14. Because you're getting cracks, and it's basically like your screen is going to crack, and then light's going to start seeping through the cracks. Since it's a cracked screen, I can't say for certain if it would be a total blind, but it would definitely be like a nuisance blinding.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's done that way, it wouldn't be too disruptive.
What about if it was blinding like a flashbang?
Well, that would be related to the Helm of Saint 14 blind because they all have the same essential.
No, I'm saying like blind isn't like everything was white.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh god, and then you get like a slight after image, I think, a little bit, and then everything slowly starts coming back.
I think that would be that'd be a little too overpowered.
You have to have a chance to fight back, which is why I assume he didn't make it a full screen blur. But honestly, the image of this gun is amazing, and I honestly think that whenever people get the time, they should check it out.
Yeah, I mean, dare I say, it looks pretty sharp.
Oh god, because it's made out of glass. David, he who is without sin may cast the first stone. You have sinned. No casting stones.
I'll throw a boulder. I don't care.
Slightly off top.
Do we have any more concepts we want to talk about?
Oh yeah, there's one that my time to shine after like several hours of pure silence. Yeah, I admit I am pretty shy here. This weapon I was really concerned because it's called Red Star. And one thing that kind of caught my eye is for some reason I see the Valo Supercell, and you guys know I always use that gun for for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you guys don't disagree. Well,
disagree with the truth.
I admit this quote is a little bit dark, though it doesn't really say who said it. It said, "Oh, I'm not gonna have that little evil voice from. I'm just gonna read it." Once we have taken them over, their blood will run through the land. It's a little cliche, but something about it I just really like.
Sounds like something.
Of course you would. You're a warlock. I mean, yeah, that's kind of like, fire, brimstone.
Yeah, I have the images up here. I gotta say, it looks pretty cool because there's actually like wood, like real wood.
Mm-hmm.
Like in this image, like the Red Star 3, if you take away the magazine and it kind of looks like a M14 or something like that, right?
It does a
Little
little bit.
bit.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a fusion between an AK and an M14.
Okay. The primary perk for this one is persistence. The tree perks is, well, yeah, high caliber rounds, rifle barrel, hand laid stock. The exotic perk is, the same name as the weapon, Red Star. And this one, I might reopen the can of worms when I'm reading this. So it says, when getting kills with this weapon, you will have 5 seconds to use the shotgun attachment of proof 11. To use shotgun, you will press down R2 or R1, and R2 and R1. And well, back to the opening the can of worms. It kind of feels like it might have too much coding.
Too much coding to use two buttons at the same time that were never used before.
I don't feel like it's a coding issue at this point, more of an issue that you could get a room clearing exotic with that.
Yeah,
you get a kill, you aim at another guy, shoot him with the shotgun, and it says you have 5 seconds. Does that mean you have 5 seconds of using that, or 5 seconds to use it once and then you're done?
Well, no, it does say when getting kills, plural. So you probably would have to meet some sort of, I don't know, kill buffer of like 3 or 4 kills, maybe
it's like a mini supercharge.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing, what you were going for, Soul, was, having a shotgun attachment. Imagine someone's secondary's another shotgun. That, like you said, it's definitely a room clearing weapon. At the same time, like, you're gonna have a lot of people complaining about this one. Like, it feels a little bit off balance, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, check out its tree perks. Like, it's got high caliber rounds, rifle barrel, and hand laid stock. Like,
it's also got persistence.
Rifle barrel,
but do they apply
persistence,
to the shotgun, though?
Exactly, because like a shotgun with rifle barrel, we know how many conspiracies we can bring up with that.
It says it has the same stats as the burden of proof, so whatever the stats of the burden of proof has would be brought over to that shotgun. As far as the, tree perks, maybe that would have to be something that would be discussed further.
I mean, burden of proof, like you can get it from New Monarchy, which I totally recommend. I guess the one that I got from the vendor. From Hideo, it's automatic. It's got 5 shells, so it's automatic. It's got rifled barrel, and I think it's surrounded. I don't know, but like the fact is, it's got rifled barrel. It's a shotgun, and it's automatic. So like doof doof, like 2 shots go by so fast. I melt minotaurs left and right. It's
I've never used the burden of proof. Is the fire rate that high?
It's not Fourth Horseman, but do you remember when we could re-roll, weapons?
Yeah.
And I kind of had a crazy idea with that dry rot, and I kept re-rolling and rolling and rolling, and then I actually got an automatic dry rot with decent range and stuff on it. That kind of speed.
So it's kind of invective-y.
Yeah. Yeah, or invective. Actually, that's actually, everyone should have known invective there. What am I talking about? It's just like, well, for me, it reminds me a lot of that dry rot, and I really did like that gun. It was a much more, it was a, Fourth Horseman replacement when I ever had to do, ARC stuff. I mean, it worked out for me. I liked it.
I was never really a big fan of the Fourth Horseman. I tried it a couple times, and it didn't do it for me.
Like,
you liked it for like a minute.
I only use it for a Court of Oryx.
No, I mean, for lower tier bosses, it really does hit like a train.
It's so fun to use against lower tier bosses.
Oh yeah, like
it's
getting
so
up
fun.
in a Hydra's face. Oh my god, you just melt Hydras, just do-do-do-do-dum. Oh, and you're exploding. I don't know. I liked it.
My favorite exotic ever so far is Yellowhorn.
Well, you gotta love Yellowhorn. So
Well, it's actually not. I was a big fan of Icebreaker because, I mean, I loved to snipe. I still do. I have a 1,000-yard stare. Insert booing in the background because pleb. But
get a job.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just really like sniping. It's. I mean, I used to
guess you
suck
like
at
going-
it. Just recently, I started getting better and better at it. So it's just something I do
Like
regularly.
going out to. So you like going out to national parks and camping? Yeah. About?
Yep. I actually don't camp. So
Yeah, I know you don't.
roasted
But
yourself.
there's a lot
there.
of people who do camp.
Those people
Oh,
shame me.
While we're on the topic of weapons here, let's head back into what's actually in Destiny. Did anybody get anything worth mentioning, like gear-wise, within the past couple weeks?
I mean,
Well, I mean, I know, Soul and Stock. You both seen my new hunter, and you're both super ecstatic. I have a hunter again.
You've come to the light side.
Yeah, shut up.
that they hate
Anyway,
you.
yeah, I really do feel it. Thanks. Anyway, so I got her. Well, I didn't get her. I actually got really lucky with this legendary engram primary. Turned out to be a hand cannon, and it ended up being a Byronic hero. I guess that's how you pronounce that.
More like an ironic hero.
Yeah, the Crucible hand cannon.
Yeah,
The one with the really awkward barrel.
it's weird. I don't know how this thing shoots, but I'm not gonna question it because it kills things. I actually got lucky because I got rangefinder, rifle the barrel, which I'm like, all right, okay, that's really good. And then I got last resort as my third perk, which I don't really use. It doesn't. Whenever it does happen, it's like, hey, last resort. It's gone before I can even like aim down my sight. It's already gone. It's really annoying. If that thing had frickin' outlaw, it would be the most perfect of perfect shotguns. Wow, it'd be the most perfect of perfect hand cannons.
Petition
destroys
to
like a
make
shotgun.
hand cannon shotgun.
No.
Michael, we still have to
no,
petition
don't
them to
need
create
sawed-offs.
Suros hand cannons, anomalon rocket launchers. Baby
I want
steps.
to launch shotgun, laser shotguns. Laser shotguns need to be a thing with skip rounds.
I
That would
think
be
the
great.
skip rounds would be implied because of the fact
Oh
that
my
it's a
god.
shotgun.
Oh, like the initial perk or whatever.
Yeah.
Like rounds refract or
Like with how Haka sidearms, it has that guaranteed perk of increased velocity because it's a Haka sidearm. No, it's Sokka. Sokka is now terminology for a Haka sidearm. There you go. Made a word.
Suros and Haka have teamed up to create Sokka.
Well,
I think we just created a bargaining chip for Bungo.
you okay
hire
there?
us.
Coming up with different words. You having a strong?
Hire us, Bungie. We need work.
Nope.
I have a wife and 3 kids. They're all imaginary.
Ben, you're younger than me. How? Oh.
How imaginary.
That's so sad.
Give peace
Anyway.
a chance, or at least
I would like to tell you guys about cool gear that I got, but I've been playing this other game.
You.
I've been cheating on Destiny.
I am calling Bungie on you.
Freaking DJs are like, how dare you?
Why is,
Oh, hell no.
why is
I'm sorry.
Why is
Deej,
Deej
are
a
you gonna
sexy?
take this?
Yikes.
You gonna take that?
Oh my
Freaking
god.
DJs all just sighing of disappointment.
So, here's an idea. Okay? So, we all know, Soros auto rifles, Haka sidearms, things like that. What about Soros shotguns?
That would.
I don't know. I mean, I know. I do like Suros. I do, and I like how their perks are different from everyone else's, and that you could potentially have something that's really versatile. Like, what was it? I got some scout rifle. It gave me some like retarded range perks, and I was like, man, this thing is gonna be like a pain to control because it's taken away from my stability, but.
The only issue I would have with Suros shotguns is that since Suros offers one major tree perk, and then two of like the smaller tree perks, like the perks that give you increased range, that would give people twice the opportunity to find one of those douche roll shotguns and just go into Crucible and ruin everybody's day.
What if you let the range be high, but make the impact low?
Essentially that could work.
Up the fire rate, make the impact low, make the range high. It's a whole new archetype.
It is actually a whole new archetype. That would actually work.
Even lower than Burden of Proof? Because that's like pretty blasé impact-wise. That's why I need like the double tap things.
I'm talking like if you're in someone's face, it still takes 2 shots.
Oh, well, I mean, that's still an attack bracket. Like Burden of Proof, if I go into Crucible right now, it'll take me 2 licks to down someone, at like, a fairly decent range. In the same range, like in theory, it should take at least, with this Suro shotgun like 3 shots, which is like, why am I shooting this thing 3 times before I have to kill it? I think that might be a bit. I don't know. I don't think it'll be enough.
I can see where you're coming with that, but
I mean, I'm all up for a new archetype, but I mean, you gotta have a place for it,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if there's no place for it, then what's the point?
Speaking of place for things, water gun fights, Amalon rockets. Amalon weapons. If you have like a scout rifle or something, they apparently shoot this liquid ammo. Does that mean that if you had an Amalon rocket launcher, it would shoot something like a water balloon?
Super soaker?
It shoots a water balloon. Just an actual water balloon at the enemy.
What if... I mean, I just thought of this trying to make fun of Amalon, but what if the new archetype introduced, if they do go with Amalon rockets, what if that archetype is arcing rockets?
Oh god. Kind of like a mortar?
Yeah, because think about it, they shoot liquid ammo, so it'd be like a blob.
Right, and gravity or whatever, wherever we're at, whatever gravity is affecting it's gonna, pull it down.
I mean, that'd be different.
That would introduce a whole new archetype to Crucible too, because, say someone's hiding around a corner and you can just kind of lob a shot over the wall they're hiding around or whatever, and, they would eventually die.
Yeah, maybe you could have like a large blast radius too, because it would be like the splash.
Would it be able to like bounce off of walls and shit?
Well, that would make it a little too overpowered. Maybe if there was an exotic Amalon rocket launcher, they could have that as a perk, similar to Sleeper Simulant.
Or Hardlight. I mean, Hardlight's Amalon.
Yeah, or Hardlight. But like as a default perk, that would be a little too much.
I mean, if it would have like the splash damage of something like the Nexus Mind, You know, like infinite range splash damage. You shoot anywhere in the map and it just hits you.
Or, the Templar.
Do I have to open my book?
You do. You have to let the people know, man.
Yeah, let the people know, man.
Alright, page 1 of Stock 54's Pro Tips. Article 1, Section 1. The Templar hurts.
Don't forget about Section 1A.
The Templar hurts more if you're a hunter.
Yep. There you go.
This has
So
been Stock 54.
that's the idea. Amalon rockets can arc and have Templar splash damage.
See, Bungie,
How,
this took us 30 minutes, not 5 months.
We didn't.
Question: what would the aim down sights would be like? Would it like
like
back
any
out
other
the third
rocket
person,
launcher.
and then you can
Well,
have
no.
like?
No, basically, just imagine a normal Amalon red dot sight, except expanded, and it has kind of like a
The
grenade
arc
launcher-esque sight, where it just kind
Yeah.
of like has that dip down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No,
there
okay.
shouldn't be too much
Like it.
assistance to it. I mean, just let the player figure out how to lob it. I mean, eventually it'll be just like throwing a grenade.
Yeah.
Or throwing a tomahawk or a knife in the beginning of a match.
Yeah, I mean,
Different
you'll
game.
learn over time the arc.
Yeah, I know. It's a different game, but
And who says you have to arc it? I mean, if a guy's running at you, just shoot it at him.
Kadoof. Have
But,
a water.
like,
Kadoof. Oh man.
What are the
Ow.
other weapon types that aren't covered by like the different manufacturers?
Amalon sidearm?
No, they already had those.
An Amalon sidearm?
Is there an
Wait,
Amalon
eh.
sidearm?
No, sidearms are only done by Haka.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of hand
Yep.
cannons.
Yeah, Amalon does do hand cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Amalon does hand can. They don't have. Do they have shotguns? I don't think they have shotguns.
No, they
Well,
don't have
already
shotguns.
covered
They don't
that.
That'd be cool.
No.
Amalon?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like David,
You the laser light.
you mentioned that earlier.
An Amalon shotgun would be really cool.
I just want I want something that was like the Vestian Dynasty, just not like kind of
The
shitty.
Vestian Dynasty.
I want
Right.
something that's like the Vestian Dynasty, but not the Vestian Dynasty.
I want the Vestian Nobstany.
So the dregs prompt. No. Oh God, sorry.
Doesn't count.
Wait. I just had a thought. A Haka rocket launcher. Would that be
Wait.
like an RPG?
That's what
I
I
think,
was.
yeah, that would be.
Either an RPG or a small or a
It
law.
It
Yeah.
would be a role-playing game.
Okay, you need
Or
to
a
calm
freaking
down.
javelin.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a javelin.
A
That'd be
javelin. Well, actually, you know what? That could be cool. Because then you could do an exotic Haka rocket launcher that would be strictly anti-vehicle.
Or how about an exotic rocket launcher that fires a bunch of rockets, and for each
No.
one that hits, it fires another one.
No.
No.
This rocket launcher fires a volley of high-energy explosives.
Oh, wait a second.
Each
That was
kill you
supposed
hit.
to exist already.
Maybe that's something they're gonna be adding.
Actually, that's
Man.
a good point. They showed the reef, and we know that the Prison of Elders armor is based off of Fallen.
You're based off of Fallen.
What does
We
that
were
even
not
mean?
supposed to get. Mike, we were not supposed to get into spin foil hat time this soon.
Hey,
This
it's
is-
always spin foil hat time.
It's always spinning up, huh? Is that it?
It's always spin
Always
foil hat
spinning
time.
up.
You can't get away from it.
My tinfoil hat's made out of spin metal and failure.
Spin metal and failure.
Well, yeah, because it's not a cone. He actually just made a ball.
Who are you calling Pinhead?
You just put the ball on your head and Varric swats over like a cat and just starts swatting at it.
Those mangy robot arms.
I pick on Varric too much.
As well you should, because I still really don't trust him. But, I don't trust Eris Morn either, but that's, neither here nor there.
That's what we call a story for another day.
Yeah.
That's what we
For
call
sure.
sexy time.
Oh. Thanks.
So I think that just about covers it.
We've pretty much covered everything that is new or is going to be new. Hopefully, doubt it, but hopefully Bungie will listen in, tune into some of our ideas, add some content based off of it, or maybe even add some of the exotics that Benjamin made.
I just hope that guy gets enough attention that Bungie finds him themselves and seriously considers some of those ideas.
That would be amazing, because some of those exotics, while broken, they're easily fixable, and they would be really cool to have in game.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all broken either.
Exactly.
I mean, some of them are pretty balanced.
Yeah. But I mean,
Just want a gravity hammer.
Deej won't be
Just want a
satisfied
gravity
until there's an exotic that gives warlocks unlimited health.
So I guess what we should talk about is, does anybody have any links they want to shout out of where people can find you specifically?
I'll let my colleagues go first.
Any links specifically to find us?
Say if you have a Twitter handle, Twitch, any of that, you may want to shout out to our loyal fans. That's you guys, by the way.
That's me.
I'm not loyal enough to follow you guys.
Can I be a
Varric the
fan?
loyal. Yes, you can be a fan there. Loyal.
Well, okay, I guess I'll go first.
Say your Twitch.
Okay, Mr. Voices in my head. Okay, you guys can follow me on Twitch. My name is same as, my name right now, Bennington 400K, not 400,000K. And the same as my Twitter at Bennington 400K. And yeah, that's it so far. I don't have a Facebook right now.
I'll make sure to put those in the description too.
As far as following me specifically, I pretty much run the channel's Twitter. So, I mean, if you have any questions or concerns, you can just message me there and I'll get back to you about them.
Yeah, and that's what Twitter.
It's at Winterhelm Plays, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes.
Winterhelm Plays.
You can't follow me. Don't.
You can't follow me. Why?
But-
Because no.
You can't follow me.
Miraculously, if you do somehow manage to find me, which shouldn't be hard, seeing how my name is just,
Okay.
the word centipede followed by the number 8 with one word. I don't know, shoot me a message if you want to go, shoot some aliens and shit in the head, and I'll open up my fire team and shoot shit together. It'll be
Yeah,
fun.
I mean,
Hey, man.
You can find me.
One-
I really only have
okay.
a Twitter. You can find me at the 777 clan, which is the number 7, and then the word 7, and then the number 7 again.
How
So-
original.
Is
Man,
it
you
original? At
gotta
least
be-
there's no X's.
Oh, that's
It-
definitely
yeah.
true. That's
It's the number 7, spelt out 7, then tilde sign.
Lowercase.
Tilde? What?
Capital X, lowercase x, underscore, raised fist, number 1786, underscore.
309.
how
Oh,
dare you insult us,
Jesus.
the gaming chance
Yeah.
with the X's? Well, definitely when we won you with Thorn. I'm sorry.
God.
Yeah, so thank
No.
you to everyone who's tuning in, and yeah, I mean, this is a thing.
Yeah,
Battery
for
low.
one day. Oh God.
This is a thing now?
We really like opening up the
Battery
can of
low.
worms now. Stop opening up the can
This
of
is-
worms.
this
They're
is the
going
thing
everywhere.
now. Well, all right, everyone. I guess we're a thing now. So I guess I'll pick you up at 8. We'll
date
go
night.
to Olive Garden or something.
Date night.
Anyway. What the hell? Shit, are we losing signal in this thing? God damn it, Varix. Son of a bitch.